YouTubers, it's Rilla Blonde, continuing on with the video series, Through the Spirit, John F. Kennedy Jr., What Really Happened, Truth-Seeking Words through the Holy Ghost, to find out what JJ wants us to know. I refer to him as JJ, John F. Kennedy Jr., which is the son of former President John F. Kennedy. So if you're just clicking on, go see video 1 and 2, the words of John F. Kennedy Jr. through the Spirit, and you can catch up to what we're doing today. Like I said, there will be more information in videos, and then we'll put this all together and find out what he's trying to tell us. Alright. Again, there are names and dates given. Just to note, keep in mind 1937 was mentioned that year from the Spirit, as well as 1986 through 1988. So there's some key dates there he wants us to know about, as well as 1999, which was the year that he died in the crash with the Gazette. Alright? And also, we have another date, 1978. And connected to his word after the fact, doing a little bit of research, which I'm still doing a lot more of it, through these videos. But in brief, with his name in 1978 came up with the New York Times. And in the article, it just mentions the alumni member in 1978, Historical Port Jefferson Station. Also, Chief Tawaga, New York, and Benson, Port Jefferson Station, New York Times. There's an article there, so I have to look into that, but it's dated under 78, so it must be something of interest, and he wants us to know about that. I have to do some more research on the date 1978. A whole lot came up, and it's also, I believe, when he was in college or school. But I have more research to do on that. I can't say that exactly until I do the research. The next word is Myers. Again, just to note, that name came up in Marilyn Monroe's video, which if you want to see the series of her spirit and then her words through the spirit to find the truth, I advise you to watch it. It's fascinating. Myers came up. Myers, Frank, McCarthy, are all names, and Dulles are all key figures that came up, not just in John F. Kennedy Jr.'s Through the Spirit, but his father's and Maryland. I do have his father's, but I haven't made the videos yet, so stay tuned. That's going to be a lot of work. So Myers is something I will be writing about. He is a agent that works in the government, Myers, and has connections not through JJ Jr., but his father and Maryland. So I'll get back to him. He's quite the character. But look it up on Wikipedia, Myers. Also, Myers' name came into the murdered woman that was killed in his father's era, that was shot point-blank range in a park. Her father was Myers. And we'll get to her eventually. But anyway, Slauzinger. Like, who's that? I don't know how to spell it. I spelled it S-L-A-U-Z-I-N-G-E-R. But anyway, connected to him, through his words, was a man who was a historian named Arthur Slauzinger in 1978. Oh my gosh, 1978. As I just said prior, I got 1978 before. I couldn't find much, just a little article that I still have to do research on. And Myers came up, but I didn't give any details yet or research again for John F. Kennedy Jr.'s report. But the Slauzinger, 1978, so that's probably a key date years to make it known that this is what he wants me to research. He's a United States Congressman, okay, so we got to do some research on him. Alright, his name's Arthur Mscesringer. I'm not sure how to spell it, but I got to do some research on that. Meyer, again, I got to do a little more research for John F. Kennedy Jr., but I do have it here that a wife of a CIA official, oh, here we go, Cord Meyer, was said, Mrs. Pinchot Meyer, this is the woman I said was shot, a mistress of JFK, which was JJ's father. It was said that she was his mistress, John Jr.'s father, and she was murdered in the fall of '64 after JFK's assassination on her 44th birthday. And she was the daughter of a wealthy lawyer of the Progressive Party, and she helped with a socialist magazine. She seems to have a lot of magazines and media connections on these deaths. Someone's controlling a lot of this. Magazines, media, real estate, banks, and government. They're all popping up. Anyways, it was said that she died. Her mother also worked for magazines, The Nation and The New Republic. And she was a writer for the United States Press, her mother was, for Mademoiselle magazine. She was a member of the American Library Party, Liberal Party, and she was scrutinized by the FBI. Her husband was a United States World Federalist in 1947. And her husband was supposedly a communist in the world government. Later was known to Allen Dulles. Again, his name comes up, Allen Dulles. And he was an employee of the CIA and was soon an operative in Operation Mockingbird, a covert operation to broadcast media to the CIA line. So, the daughter who was shot was her father, CIA operative. Her mother wrote for magazines. And was supposedly, she was a mistress of JJ Jr.'s father. Joe Constantina accused him to be being a communist. He left the CIA. Dallas said that he liked him but didn't go along with the rules, and he tried getting a job in New York, but the publications rejected him. Publication department. Here they all are, writers and working for government agency, and then when he declined to go along with the Operation Mockingbird, he left the CIA and tried to get a job in publications, and suddenly they stopped him. Maybe he wanted to say something, but they, and he also wanted to go into radio. He stayed in, worked, he moved, so he went to go work in radio outside of Russia. His son was killed by a car at the age of 9 on the street in 1956. This poor family lost a daughter, a 9-year-old son, and they were all publicists, and the father was a CIA agent. Unbelievable. Why J. Jr. wants me to know this. There's some connections here. People are getting snuffed out. He became friends with Robert Kennedy. There you go. And he was snuffed out as well. That's my own opinion. I shouldn't say that, but this is what it's leading me to. And brought his he bought a home, and it was said that Because Pinchot, his youngest daughter, was murdered for her diary. She kept a diary, which could have had a lot of information, as she was said to be his mistress, John Jr.'s father's mistress. So that's very interesting how it's taken me to all these different people under one word. Amazing. And again, that was, the dates were 1978, the word Myers, Schlesinger, and I just gave you a description of what was under Meyer. Yeah. Okay, the next word I got was Sarah Aaronson. And just to note that she was mysteriously died, and was noted that she was a spy. From 1890 to 1917, she was born in Palestine. She was the sister of a botanist. Or her sister was a botanist, which it seems like these people who are being murdered or in government all have been in Harvard or colleges, or they are either doctors, politicians, or have something to give. Botany. It's just strange. Anyway, she was said to hate the murder investigation by the Turks and Americans. She was investigated. She blamed the Turks and the Americans for something. She didn't like them. She considered the Turks and Americans to be murderers. And they accused her of being a spy, espionage. But anyway, she became a Jewish spy. She worked in some network known as the Nil, headed by her two brothers. She traveled to Britain and Egypt, and then was arrested by Hoffman governor, suspected of spying by the Brits, and she was apprehended with a code message and was tortured and said to have committed suicide in order to protect others. And that was October 9th, 1917. They claimed that she shot herself with her own gun, and she was only 27 years old. Very strange how it led me to these people. Again, Meyer, the word Meyer, continuing on with that, Cord Meyer was an intelligence USA, and Mary Pinchot was the daughter of Mr. Cord Meyer, who was shot 3 times. Said to have been the mistress of John Jr.'s father, and was supposedly killed by the CIA, so the Kennedys would not be wrong. Alright, so that's it for that page. And again, Meyer, the husband of this woman who was shot, the mother and father, her father was a United States Federalist in 1947. Alright? And Alan Dulles' name again, Dulles, came up again. Dulles came up in not just John Jr.'s, as I said, but Marilyn Monroe's spirit, too. So, CIA is definitely involved here. Okay, so that's what I got so far. And I'd like to add, if you're interested in reading some really, if you're a truth seeker like I am, some really interesting readings, please email Skolnick, SKOLNICK, at Ameritech, AMERITECH.net. He's got some interesting writing on murder and corruption that I never was aware of, and I'm sure you aren't either. So definitely email him, and he'll send you his reports of what he found, Seeking the Truth, for $5. The address is on video too, I believe, where you can mail. He'll send you his personal information that he found. It's amazing, scary, and amazing at the same time. But anyway, so that's all I have for today. I'm going to make sure I covered everything here. Yes. And I'm going to continue researching the rest of my words. And we'll see you on video 4 for an update on more information on John F. Kennedy Jr., the truth through his words, and connect the dots and see what we can find. Alright. I guess that's it. I'm just making double sure. Yep. So we'll see you on video 4 for more information on the truth, words through the spirit of John F. Kennedy Jr. Have a great day. Happy New Year. See you on video 4.